What is up, everyone? So, today we are starting off by going up to Papa Tom's because we are delivering his new R32 Gtr. So, you guys have seen this in the background for a while. You guys probably saw the video where we talked about picking this up from one of my buddies, and we were deciding if we were going to keep it or fix it or put it together. And we decided to pass it on to Papa Tom because he wanted it. I got a good deal. I'm going to pass the deal on to him. He always hooks me up, so it works out. Then I could take that money, put it towards my Supra fund, and everything's great, right, Tony? Everything's great.
Everything's gonna be good.
Everything's gonna be good. But before we do all that, I feel like I have to address the Zenki situation, right? So, last video, we finally tried the dyno tune this thing, and it was going somewhat smoothly. It sounded good until we had these crazy overboosting issues. And as you can see now, I have two turbos on the ground, and we're gonna talk about it right now while I have your attention. All right, boys, so last time we were on the dyno, we were having a crazy overboosting issue to the point that even with the wastegate entirely open, we were still making 15 PSI before it lifted, which means it was on its way to make even more boost. Now, yes, that is boost creep. That's the term. We all know that. But the fact that it's making so much boost is insane, right? It's an internal gate, and internal gates are the most efficient. We all know that. It's a small turbo, but you know, it's not uncommon to see 3 to 6 pounds of creep, right? We see that quite a bit. For it to be 15 plus PSI, that is a whole nother issue in itself. That is just ridiculous. So many things that can cause it, right? But the main thing is going to be back pressure in the manifold, which means air can't escape out the wastegate fast enough, so it's spinning through the turbo, which then spins the turbo, right? Simple science. All right. That being said, a lot of guys were curious if the flap for the wastegate was stuck shut, right? Because we never took off the downpipe because we didn't have time. Took the downpipe off, and as you can see, the flap for the wastegate works properly. And the fact that we could fully actuate it means that the downpipe wasn't actually getting in the way. So that wasn't the cause. I wish it was that simple. So a lot of guys suggested porting the wastegate. That is always gonna help because by porting it, you are opening it up to allow more air to flow through it easier. A lot of guys will actually take this hole right here and they'll make it bigger, so big that we could just cover it with the little symbol here. That'll help quite a bit, but do we have enough material to remove to prevent 15 PSI plus from creeping? That's the thing here. Like if it was just creeping 6 PSI, I know we can get away with just kind of boring it out a little bit, but it is creeping at such a high rate that I don't think we'll get away with just a small port job here. We did a lot of research and found out that the GT2860 RS in particular is known for this issue. I've never personally had an issue with this turbo. We have it on Tony's car, but he does have a newer rendition of it. Not much of a boost creep issue. I think we have like 3 PSI boost creep on that car.
Not even.
Not even.
Like 2.
But that is a newer rendition, right? That was a brand new turbo. This thing is, as you can tell, it has some years on it. So is it an old design? Who knows? But instead of trying to go crazy about all this, I pulled off another turbo setup that I know works. Kind of. So we have defiled my pretty little girl here and took off the turbo setup on this car. And it's a blessing in disguise because I've actually had a bigger, better, more gangster turbo setup for this car for a very long time, sitting in the back of the car that I've been waiting for an excuse to add on, and well, now we can do it. It's cool, isn't it?
I'm super jealous.
It's gonna be really awesome, and this is gonna be the catalyst for it, but for now, we're not gonna talk about it. Let's just move on to the current issue. All right, so what's the difference between the turbo setups, right? So first off, the manifold. This is a tubular manifold. This is by Megan Racing. So inside, this whole flange is open, right? I would take the turbo off, but it's a pain in the ass. So on the stock manifold, there's actually a divider in it. So there's a big divider right in the middle of it, so the airflow is a little bit more concentrated, right? Does that affect it? Who knows, but that's the difference. This is a GT2071 clone. So this is an ISR turbo, and if you guys have been following the Z build for a long time, you know this turbo has been not the most efficient turbo ever. It made power, but not as much as we were expecting to make. I feel like that might work well on this setup since we're trying to have some power management. Having a little bit doggier of a turbo might actually help. Besides that, you could visibly see the hot side is bigger on this turbo. Look at the size of that. So we're hoping to see more efficient flow through this one and not it being so choked up like this one. And last but not least, you can actually feel the difference in the wastegate port right here. So I can stick my finger in here. You could stick it in, this is kind of weird. You can stick your finger in and it's fully open. Like you could feel all the way in the turbo and down into the manifold. With this turbo, it's tight. Like you can't really get your finger all the way in there and there's not much movement in there. So this hole is actually pretty damn big. A symbol barely covers it. So I don't think we have to do any porting on that. So instead of trying to manipulate the 60 RS, we're gonna throw this entire setup on and we'll see what it does. But in the meantime, we have a bunch of GTR parts to load up, so let's get to it. All right, let's get this thing filled up real quick. There is so much stuff. Got one in here. Still got the brake lines. The trunk's packed. The interior's packed.
Scared me.
That's a lot of parts.
All right, it's gonna go fast back. Quick.
You guys got this.
Cut the wheel, yeah. Cut it. Cut the wheel.
All right, boys, I don't have the money yet, so we gotta be careful, all right?
I don't know where to push.
You know, I'm gonna miss this thing.
No, you're not.
Having a 32 in the garage. But I'll tell you what, I want a Supra more, so. We gotta
Still
let this
stuck
one.
on that.
This is the one that got away, you know? I'm not letting this dream die, Donnie.
I wouldn't chase that dream. Right, RJ? Right. Oh! How do you work these again?
Why is it so close
How do
in the
you
front?
work those straps again? Go that to that one. You stunad? There you go. Nice.
We need to get new straps. That thing's gonna get hit with the hammer again. Hey, that strap sucks.
Looks good to me.
They're fine.
You gotta say it.
That ain't going nowhere.
Might go somewhere.
Straight to Mr. Fyeah's JDM space. All right, now starts the hour-and-a-half journey up to Papa Tom's.
So we are on the longest drive to Tommy's shop.
Bro, we were in
traffic.
But we found out if you take all back roads, it's beautiful.
Northeast in the fall time.
That perfect time of year.
Gotta love it.
We got a solid 2 more weeks of like this nice stuff.
Greenery.
And then all of a sudden all the leaves fall off the trees and it's cold and miserable. And then turn on the seasonal depression.
No, literally, it's already kicking in for me.
It's kicking
I think.
bad, yeah.
I'm like starting to panic. I'm like, what are we gonna do? It's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be cold outside.
We're gonna hijack one of LZ's houses on his property.
I like that.
And just, he'll never know because it's so big.
We'll snowbird it.
What? Snowbird?
Yeah, you never heard that term?
No.
Where the people from the north go down south for the winter.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Snowbirds.
Yeah. We'll perch up.
It kind of looks like. It kind of looks like a snowbird, so
Donnie,
it fits the description.
Look at all our noses. We all kind of look like birds.
We're toucan-y, but
Look at the snaz. Look at the snaz.
I thought about getting a nose job, but I can't get rid of the nose. Oh, okay, we're good.
Oh, we're good.
Oh yeah, we do this often.
Hopefully I'm not gonna take this gate out.
Should I open it?
No, I like risking it.
Big truck guy.
Big truck guy, yeah.
He's into Mustangs now too?
There's a little bit of everything here right now.
Look at this.
What's up?
What are you doing? I thought I told you not to come back here. Did you get your little tattoo? Let me see. There it is. There it is. Couldn't go to Tail of the Dragon because you had to get some ink.
Got blasted.
This is the part of the video where Tommy starts nitpicking the thing even though he's already seen it.
Oh, this thing's fucking junk.
It's gonna fit in real well.
Look at all these.
Look at all these things.
The Porsche. All right.
I'm still telling you guys, run the Kazanki. Look at these things. Glass lens headlights. Look how crispy these things
too.
No, and he has the clears. He doesn't.
And the fog.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't even know, dude.
He's missing the badge though. We can hook him up with a badge.
Yeah, I can give him a Sylvia badge and a bunch of money and maybe.
Get the headlights in.
You got the brackets, the clears, and the glass headlights. Reddy doesn't even know. Damn, this place packed right now. Big Honda guy now. If you guys didn't see this, Tommy's actually doing a giveaway on this EG. So I believe this chassis alone has super low miles, and they just swapped in this B, what's that, 16?
It's a B16.
B16, I don't know much about the B series, but in the bag, all OEM fresh. And dude, look how clean this car is. It's so funny because like everyone universally hates on Hondas, right? It's like the ongoing joke, but I don't think anyone would ever complain about owning a car like this.
It even smells nice.
It does. Everyone has a soft spot for a super clean EJ. I don't care how much you hate Hondas, like this thing's cool. So if you guys want to win this, I'll put the link in the description. I think he's just doing like a typical merch giveaway, but I mean, but the prize is.
And it's 5 looking for it?
Yeah.
Do you notice that?
This thing's cool. Don't even feel you on this. Cheat code. Makes it way easier for lower cars.
Your new car. These wheels have got to go.
We didn't break nothing. Pay up, sucker.
So you ready for this? This is how we pay around here. Chill.
That looks so
Chill.
suspicious.
Oh man.
510s.
Why?
510s.
No way.
Oh, we got some 20s on that one. 510.
There's something about cash that just makes you feel like you're doing something suspicious.
This looks, I mean, it's in a black bag. Here, you can dump it in. It's all there.
Really?
Dude, this is so... Oh, don't get pulled over with that shit.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Imagine getting pulled over.
That looks like a hit. That looks like payment for a hit.
This looks
That's
like,
not even drugs.
Dude, this looks like a lot of money.
That's payment for a hit.
It's not that much money.
It's a ton of money. I overpaid a lot.
All right, so as you guys know, I've seen so many freaking Supras. It is unreal how many Supras I've seen. I put so many want to buy ads out there. I've gotten 1.5 million messages.
And I came through and offered mine for $13,000.
Oh, shut up. I wish. It is just insane. I'm telling you, like, I have, you know, being someone who's been in the S chassis world where you see a lot of junk, Supras are a whole different world. Like, I have never seen so many rough vehicles consistently in my life. They're all resprayed like crap. They all have like some hidden story. And it's pretty crazy. Like, I have a whole new appreciation for Tommy's Supra right now because like it is so good. Like, it's perfect. Like, you gotta remember, this is a Toyota. So like, they were built like 90s Toyotas, and it says a lot, but like, just like the gaps and everything, all the
Original
seals.
dust. I've never cleaned this.
It just, like,
All original
it's
dust.
so good. I would say at least everything that's been for sale, because a lot of people probably just don't want to sell the nice stuff, but like, out of the 80 plus cars I've been offered, I would say a small handful is, I'd consider a nice car.
And I could piss everyone off and say what I paid for it.
Please don't tell me. I would say this is an $85,000 car.
Yeah.
$85,000.
Yeah, 85,000.
Like, which is crazy to think. Like,
No one
Supras.
who buys it is like getting it for the originality. Like, I think those days are over for our people.
It is.
Like, we want a single turbo, a V161, nice wheels, coilovers, etc.
And this is just, this looks out of the wrapper. It is sickeningness. You would think that more Supras would be this clean considering what they are.
And they're not like junk. Like RX-7 interiors are junk. This thing, you hop in it and it's not gonna like break on you.
For
like,
sure.
I've taken some stuff apart. It feels fine.
I think there was just too long of a period in history where they were somewhat affordable and they were the car to mod, so a lot didn't survive. Like, worse than S chassis.
But what's crazy is this thing was fucking expensive when it was new. If you think about it,
How much was in it?
these things were like 45 grand and up.
It's a lot of car. So DJ actually just bought a new car. He sold his V and he's been wanting to get a new project for the winter. And he just bought it. Right, Grant?
Dude.
I don't want to expose it.
Oh, it's all good. It's a good purchase, I think.
It is. I think it's great for
Yeah.
Donald.
And I think it's just what he wanted also.
For sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it, but he's gonna love the car. So I'm not gonna spoil it because you know DJ's got his own channel to spoil it on. So look at that thing. That thing
It
hits
looks
outside.
good in it too.
Go check out Donnie's channel below. Link in the description. His video's been awesome lately. He's really getting the hang of it, and I'm really proud of him. So give him a sub. He deserves it for sure.
He does deserve it. Good co-pilot too.
Good guy. Good guy.
Easy.
Sounds fast, doesn't it?
Sounds fast.
You excited?
Oh yeah.
Good. Dropping off one, picking up another. Are you driving or putting on the trailer?
I don't think it's road worthy.
Yeah, right. I drove this thing back from Brooklyn.
And you guys know Tommy is the GTR guy. If you don't know who the heck Tommy is, as you can see, he has quite a few of them, and they do basically full restores. I would consider Tommy the real heritage program for the R32s, and it's gonna be cool to see him do his thing too. Hey, maybe he might not do it, maybe he will do it. Either way, it's a good hand, so the car will continue on. It won't just end up in a driveway or junkyard. So, on to the next. Dang. Imagine dropping this thing in that car.
Right.
Deserves it.
I mean, it will probably happen.
Yeah, you're right, you're right. I think Tommy has, where's all the motors at?
There's a bunch back here.
So I know Tommy's got a few spare RBs over here, so he could pick from the lot. It's probably a short block in here. I think he's got like an abundance of transmissions somewhere too, so it's definitely going to the right guy, and he'll make good use of it. Why are R32 Gtr so perfect? Would you guys be mad at me if I sold my GTST and bought a 33 after saving up a bunch more money? I could dream. I could definitely dream. But like, look at these things. They're so freaking cool. And then look how dorky they look stock, right? No air or anything. It's crazy to think that this thing and like my GTST is the exact same car, right? A little bit of aero, some wheels, some mirrors, changed an entire car. But we got a long drive. I gotta get home early tonight. And I don't know what to sell, so I got to end the video. So once again, the wastegate issue on the S14. We're gonna deal with it. Hopefully next video I'll have the new turbo on and we're on the dyno. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And Thomas,
Bye.